Good afternoon, everybody. This afternoon we're going to be looking at the seminar, You've Only Got 4 Minutes. That's our subject for today. You've only got 4 minutes. Interesting subject. You see, it's so important to understand. In those first 4 minutes, your customers are making an instant impression about the sort of person that you are, and they will base their decision whether to buy or not from the impression that they get from you. That's the way it works. I play a little game. I run these short seminars, as you know, but I also run longer training courses. And at the beginning of those training courses, we limit it to maybe 20, 25 people. And I go around the group and ask each individual to introduce themselves and to tell me a little bit about who they are, where they're from, etc. And as they are introducing themselves, I make up in my mind, I guess, what sort of person they are. Just for a bit of fun. Interestingly enough, after 2 days, I get to know them quite well, and my guess, my perception of what sort of person they are, is usually wrong, and usually considerably wrong. And yet, I do it for fun, of course, but we're doing that all the time when we meet people. And we have to understand that. We've got to manage that. We've got to try and create just the right impression, because if you can create the right impression, you know yourself, create the right impression at the beginning of a meeting, the rest of the meeting goes very well indeed. So what's involved here? What's involved? Let me demonstrate that. So, can you give me a hand here? I saw that. Very good. Thanks. You are, what's your name? George. Good to meet you, George. Now, if George and I were going to be talking, just having a chat or a cup of coffee or just talking, we would stand pretty much like this, at about a 90-degree angle. This is the most comfortable way to stand talking to somebody. You see our shoulders are about, what, 20 centimetres apart here? But this is comfortable, isn't it? Relatively, yeah. Yeah, you prefer to be sitting. Yeah. but this would be the natural way we would talk, at about this 90-degree angle. Turn around and face me. Face me. How do you feel about that? No, this is bad. You hold your arms. Face to face, you see, is a very aggressive position to stand. If we're standing face to face, we're much more likely to have an argument than if we're standing at a 90-degree angle like this. This is a much more open, social way of standing. You can sit down now. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks for your help. So, face to face is an aggressive position. When you're with your customers, you don't want to be face to face with them. You want to find some way of getting into that 90-degree angle, because that's the most likely or common angle to be standing and having a good relationship.